Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am your teacher, Mrs. Aksa Kamal, Assistant Professor of English from Government Degree College for Women, Dubai Mahal Road, Bahawalpur. Today we are starting our second lecture of Functional English, and the topic of our today's class is the types of clauses. Our today's topic is very much linked with our previous lecture that was on sentence structure or types of sentences. If I give you a recap of the previous lecture, I tell you that we studied about the sentence structure, I mean a simple sentence, how a simple sentence is formed, and the next type of sentence is compound sentence structure. In the compound sentence structure, we see or we analyze the formation of two independent clauses. While after that, we studied the complex sentence structure. In the complex sentence structure, we saw that one clause is a main clause and the other clause is a dependent or a subordinate clause. And the fourth structure that we studied was the complex compound structure. And as you see on the screen, the title shown or exhibited on it is the complex sentence. So why this is appearing on the screen? It is because our today's topic, the types of sentences, fall into the category of the complex sentence structure, in which we see one main clause and the other subordinate or a junior clause. And in our today's lecture, we shall study all those clauses which form different types of clauses. And these different kinds of clauses will include adjectival clauses and adverbial clauses, and after the adverbial clauses we shall see the noun clauses. So students, without delay we come to our topic, the complex sentence, under which we shall study the clauses. Human life and human actions are not always as easy to put into the words as simple sentence will allow. Actions and motives are sometimes very complicated things to put in a way that is understandable to others. Most adults use the complex sentence in everyday life without realizing it. So, this kind of sentence will tell us not only who performed the action, the subject, but what he was like, where he was when the action was performed, and lots of other things about him too. Also, we can learn from this kind of sentence how, when, where, and why the action took place, and can thereby get a clearer picture of the situation being described. Now, students, all this description we have gone through. So we have understood that we do not always talk in a simple sentence structure. Rather, without realizing it or without the conscious efforts, we keep utilizing the varied sentence structure in our speech or writing to describe the things more clearly. So let us go through an example for the better understanding. The sentence, "the boy threw the ball," does not give us a very vivid picture of the boy. Vivid mean very clear. So vivid picture or the clear picture of the boy, the ball, or the situation in which he was throwing it. All we can gather from this sentence is that it was an action completed at some time in the past because it is in simple past tense. But we can add a great deal to this to make it more interesting and to give the reader a clearer picture by adding groups of words to the subject, the verb, and the object. So we can ask ourselves the following questions in relation to them, like the boy, which boy, threw. So the boy threw the ball. The boy, which boy? So it will answering of this question or description, any clause that will stand to describe this boy will be considered an adjective clause. And threw, when we see the verb, the action threw, and any clause that will stand to define how this action was done, when this action was done, and where that action was done, and why that action was done. So all these answers will form adverb clause or adverbial clause. And in the end again, the ball, as it is also a noun, so it will again form an adjectival clause. Answering the question, which ball? So, for each of the questions, we can find a group of words for the answer. These groups of words may form either a clause or a phrase. So, let's see. A clause is a group of words forming part of a sentence and containing a subject, a finite verb, and sometimes a predicate. And for your revision, I tell you what a phrase is. A phrase is a group of words forming part of a sentence but containing no finite verb. So, what is the difference between a clause and a phrase? It is that clause contains our subject. The essential components of a clause are a subject and a finite verb. So, finite verb, any verb that indicates a tense, that is a finite verb. And what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words which contains no finite verb and does not combine a subject and a finite verb together. So, the difference will be made clear in the example that follows. So, we start going through our first clause, that is adjectival clause. So, adjectival clauses can be easily recognized because they do the work of an adjective in a sentence and always qualify a noun or pronoun. For example, these are the shoes which I bought yesterday. So let's see that in the sentence, in the main clause, these are the shoes. This is the main clause of a sentence, and which I bought yesterday defines the shoes. Shoes which I bought yesterday. This is the defining clause and actually defining the noun. So is doing the work of an adjectival clause. It's doing the work of an adjective because defining the noun. So it is an adjectival clause which I bought yesterday. They are usually joined to the main clauses by relative pronouns such as who, which, what, that, as, and the compound words whoever, whichever, and whatever. Also, this kind of clause may begin with an adverb such as when, where, why, whether, wherein, and care must be taken not to conclude that a clause is an adverbial one. So, this is a very important point that we must not confuse the adjectival clause with that of the adverbial clause when it starts with when, where, why, or any such conjunctions or any such pronouns just because it begins with an adverb. So look at the sentence. I do not know the house where I was born. At first glance, students may think that where I was born is an adverbial clause of place because it begins with the word where. But in this case, the clause introduced by where does the work of an adjective and qualifies or describes the noun house. So it is an adjectival clause. So students, we have just seen this example. I do not know the house where I was born. So because this clause where I was born, a subordinate clause of the main clause. So what is the main clause? In this sentence, I do not know the house. This is the main clause where I was born. So although it starts with an adverb where, so it must not be confused with the adverbial clause. This is not the adverbial clause because it gives you the description of the house. It tells you more about the place, the house. I do not know the house. So the house is noun phrase. So defining anything which defines a noun will be called an adjectival clause. And the next type of clause is adverbial clauses. These clauses are a little more complicated and are of many different kinds. So there are many kinds, or you can say sub-kinds of adverbial clause. Let's see what are these. And number one is an adverbial clause of time. Answers the question when, as applied to the main verb of the sentence, and does the work of an adverb of time. They are usually introduced by such words as when, whenever, while, after, before, until, and since. What is example? So let's understand it better with the use of an example. A burglar entered the house while I was sleeping. So this complex sentence structure carries two clauses. A burglar entered the house while I was sleeping. So this is the main clause, and this is the subordinate clause, and this subordinate clause is functioning as an adverbial clause. Why? Because a burglar entered while I was sleeping. So this clause does not define the house, noun, but it defines the action, the time of the action, when they entered, the time they entered while I was sleeping. So this subordinate clause works as an adverbial clause and defines the time of entering, when the time of the burglar when he entered into the house. So while I was sleeping is an adverbial clause. In this sentence, the main verb of the sentence is entered. This is the main verb of the sentence, entered, which is further described here. And if we apply the question when to it, we get the answer while I was sleeping. And so this is an adverbial clause of time modifying the verb enter. Modifying mean further clearing. Our next type of adverbial clause is an adverbial clause of place. Our next type is an adverbial clause of place is usually introduced by such words as where, whenever, whence, and whither, and answers the question where. So adverbial clause of place will answer the question where when applied to the main verb of the sentence. So we see in an example, you can go wherever you want to go. So you can go. Go is the verb of the main clause, and the subordinate clause is wherever you go and wherever. So the action of go is further described in wherever you want to go.